Hello folks, today I come to you with a 2021 Toyota Supra 2.0 in Renaissance Red. This thing is unbelievable, and as you can see right now, I'm getting 38 miles per gallon going 75 miles per hour. So one of the appealing things about this is it still has great performance and it's very efficient. I will also have cards down in the description, timestamps of various aspects of the car that I cover if you want to skip around and you don't want to put up with me for the full length of the video. I get it. Today we are going to review the exterior, the interior. I'm on my way to some canyon roads right now so we can test. I mean, really what you care about is how the car drives. Since we're on the interstate right now, a couple things I'd like to point out. I'm on cruise control. So when I came up to cars that were going slower in my lane, the car, when you put the turn signal on, downshifts and gets ready to get back up to the speed you have it set for on cruise control. I've never driven a car that does that. I have a Tesla Model Y, and I always thought that cruise control is excellent, the autopilot system, which it is, but when you change lanes, it slows down, it's very cautious, it needs more refined. The fact that it downshifts and gets you right back up to the speed of the faster lane is great. Also on the left side here, you can change your follow distance. You can see those bars increasing and then decreasing. So when you have it decreased, that's one car length that you'll be following, or something like that. That's like the closest distance that you can follow. But right now I'm on a flat piece of road and I'm getting 40 miles per gallon. So one thing I like about this car is, and also the 6-cylinder is still efficient. It still gets 30 miles per gallon. This is only rated at like 32, but real world I've been getting, like, it's just sitting at 39 going flat, and I'm still going 75 miles an hour. It's not like I'm going 60. So I'm very impressed with that. If you're looking for a car that still has good horsepower, 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, this is going to be a great option if you want to commute into the city, and it starts at $43,000. This specific model is priced at $47,800, so it's a little higher. It's fully loaded with every option, and we'll go through what that covers. One of the things that it covers, it's a lot of safety systems, 12-speaker sound system from JBL, as opposed to a 4-speaker system, which has to be awful. Ride comfort, we're on a smooth road. It's comfortable. I'm 6 feet tall. My friend Andrew, he sat in it. He's 6'3". He felt like he was about as big as you could be to be in the Supra. Other than that, it gets kind of packed. The center console here is incredible. It's very nicely done. It has the carbon fiber trim, and this is the base model, so it still is the carbon fiber trim. BMW parts are everywhere, but that's okay. I cannot stand the fact that Toyota goes out of their way to make a sports car like this that is not going to sell in volume. They bring back the Supra name, they gave it a straight 6 engine, and they priced it affordably with great power and performance, and it's a great baseline for tuning. Yet people still complain because it's not what the old Supra was. The old Supra's gone, it's dead. It'll always be a legend, and you can't replicate legends. So be thankful that this is an affordable car. Yes, they had to collaborate with BMW, but BMW arguably makes the best straight 6s in the game. So I don't see how you can complain about that. And again, because of the joint venture, they were able to cut costs and make this car affordable. Without doing that, the car costs $100,000. It's another Nissan GTR. I think it's better off being a $50,000 to $60,000 car. The top end version, the 2022, has a CF edition, carbon fiber, which comes with a carbon fiber body kit, and that's $63,000. So, and then the 6-cylinder starts at $50,000, and there's trim levels in between there. And then there's this model, which starts at $43,000. It's very efficient, and a 4-cylinder is fun to tune. It still has some pops out of the exhaust. I don't see how you can complain about that. I'm just happy that it's here to be offered. Thank you guys for tuning into the video, and we're going to go to the canyons now and see how it drives. right, so we just got to some canyon roads. I have it in sport mode, and that opens up the exhaust a little bit. You can actually see if you can hear it. Sport mode's on right now, so I'm gonna hit the button. So when I turn it off, you can hear the exhaust gets quieter, a little louder. There's a valve back there that controls that. Away we go. Now, one thing I will say, it's a downside of this car, but there is a solution, is the wind buffeting. When you put the windows down and go above 50 miles per hour, it's unbearable how loud it is, and that's awful that that's how it comes from the factory. But there is a solution. You can get these plastic pieces that go like right in the corner just behind the mirrors, and it's all fixed. But this car is also 200 pounds lighter than the 6-cylinder version. But I've never driven the 6-cylinder, so I'm not going to act like I can tell you the difference between the two. But this does feel great. Very light on its toes. And the other thing is it has 18-inch wheels, but it still has the same width as the 19-inch wheels. So you still have that nice, big, thick cross-section, and you'll probably get a little bit better ride quality out of this. God, is this thing fun, and the gearbox is excellent, too. It's not a dual clutch. It's that ZF 8-speed. It does a really nice job, I gotta say. Little horn action for you. Very light, very responsive. Gearbox is doing what I want it to. You can do the paddle shifts. I'm just letting the car do it to see, you know, how the computer does. When I get on the brakes, it's basically got me in the gear that I want to be in every time, but I'm not pushing it that hard. Yeah, downshifts right there. I gotta say, if you don't plan on going to the track, if you want to have something you can rip up back roads and have some fun on, this car will absolutely do that for you. A little more horn action there. It's great. I mean, I don't feel... Now, yes, on the interstate, when you floor this car and you get to the end of the power band, it does run out of steam a little bit. But again, that's such a rare occasion. Like, are you always flooring your car and driving like a clown? I hope not, but maybe you are. Brakes feel good. These are smaller brakes than on the 6-cylinder version, so that's something to note. But it digs out, because of the torque that it has, it knows how to dig out of these turns, and it does a nice job of that. The exhaust still has some pops out of it. The exhaust is quiet. There's the aftermarket. Again, make it how you want it to be. You can hear the exhaust popping. Man, that sounds great. It's subtle, and if you want it to be loud, there's always the aftermarket to do that. Sorry, we're having some camera malfunctions. There's a Chevy Bolt sitting in the middle of the desert. That's a good way to start a fire. Yeah, the shifts pop off nicely. The exhaust sound from the inside of the car, not that great. But again, I don't know that I actually care because of how well the car drives. It's just... How does it handle on these back roads? It does an amazing job. You still have all the safety systems in place to keep you on the road. If you go into a track day and you want to break loose, you can do that. Really impressed with this thing. And again, I've said this before in previous videos, what makes performance cars fun that's been kind of lost in today's cars is weight, power to weight ratio. And this weighing, I think, just under 3,200 pounds, makes this a fairly light car in today's standards. The Civic Type R, I'm pretty sure, is under 3,000 pounds. If it's not, it's just over. And that car doesn't need to have a ton of power, even though it has more power than this, to be fun. You can hover around that 300 mark and have a lot of fun. And you just don't need that. You need good throttle response, and you need a lightweight car with good steering, and you're gonna have a lot of fun. That's why the Mazda Miata is such a fun car. Now, this isn't that light. This has a lot more amenities and more space, so it's a more livable car while being extremely efficient. So I really like the 2.0 version of the Supra. I will have the 3.0 version of the Supra coming up. but I have to wait till the 2022 model is available as a press car. I'd say one downside to the Supra is the steering wheel. It doesn't feel like it was made for the car. I feel like this came out of a Camry. It's very thin. The leather on it's fine. I'm okay with that. It's just very thin, and then it kind of bulges out right here with the Toyota logo. I'm fine if it has the Toyota logo. Just make it a sportier steering wheel. Even take the steering wheel that's in the that's in the GT86 and put that in here, and I think that would be great. But on the interior, that's the only part that really I don't like. The tachometer in the center stack is amazing because partially digital here in the center part, that's a screen, and then this is all real. It's a fixed tachometer, which I really like. On the left here, you have your miles per hour, and you can change what that shows. And then over here, there's a bunch of screens that you can go through getting your average miles per gallon. You can see my average is 28.8 right now. And then this is the real-time miles per gallon. And I just think this is a really well-made car. It's well priced, it performs well, it's efficient. It's exactly what it should be. I mean, it's exactly what it should be. Also, I will say, one of the most underrated features on the car, one of the most underrated options on the car is the $80 trunk mat that says Supra on it. If you don't get that, it's just this bland stuff that comes on really cheap cars in the trunk. So I highly recommend that. If you're getting a Supra, you've got to get that trunk mat. It's 80 bucks, just get it. Don't even think about it. I hope you guys like this review. I love this car. A quick look at the seats. Leather trimmed here with Alcantara around the middle of it. This is very soft, very nice, and it has actually red coloring and red contrast stitching along the edge as well. So I like the seats as well. Again, this leather, this is not really even up to a BMW standard quality of leather. Well, I don't know, maybe that's how they make BMWs now, but it's good enough. Again, it's what it needs to be. I think these seats are comfortable and sporty enough. They're not overdone. They don't feel just like basic seats getting in the car. So yeah, this screen is highly responsive. It's very and it's high definition, so no issues there. Let me know what questions you guys have down in the comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Supra content. I've done several videos on this car, so you can find that in various playlists on my channel. But this thing's amazing. If you're considering getting one, you know, the other car that's comparable to this, which I own, is the BMW M2. If you want a manual transmission, you have to get the M2. If you don't care, you can get the Supra or the M2. I don't see you can go really wrong with either. The M2 does seat 4, has a little more trunk space, but if you're looking for a dedicated sports car, if you're single, I imagine someone like they're got to commute into the city and they want to drive something fun while still being efficient. This is that car. You could put winter tires on it. You could do basically what you need to get around year-round if you have to deal with weather. I think this would be really fun for that. It has a great sound system. You can listen to your podcasts. I can't say enough good about it, and it's also so photogenic. There are so many people as I'm driving up the road. Now, this is also in Renaissance Red, so it's grabbing more attention than usual. If you got it in silver, you'd be a little more low-key. Everyone looks at it, though. Everyone looks at it. Everyone knows what it is. And I have so many photos that I took of this car because there's so many angles that it's great to take photos with. So I highly recommend this. I can't wait to drive the 3-liter version, the 6-cylinder, because that I'm sure is a blast with all the 385 horsepower I think it has. So very excited for that. Thank you guys for watching. Please like the video if you're with me. I mean, if you've been with me this long, we should at least shake hands. Shaking hands is liking the video. Please do that. It helps me. And we'll see you next time.